There are some battles you can't win. Just ask the British Army. No, I'm not talking about Iraq or Afghanistan or even the First Boer War. I'm talking about the fight to win over the hearts and minds of each and every citizen of diverse Old Blighty. Black History Month has kicked off in the UK this week, and the British Army, determined to keep its finger on the pulse, has dedicated the next 30 days not just to black people, but to all the Asians who have served in its ranks. Still haven't got over that colonial guilt then.
We missed a trick here. We didn't explain that Black History Month has expanded to include the history of Asian people and their contribution too. Hence, our recognition of our historic partnership with the Indian Army.
But in the minefield of political hypersensitivity, the initiative might just be a flop. It's been slammed by the very communities it was supposed to ingratiate itself with.
Unless these Asians are black, I don't want to see it, to be honest.
There are 12 months in a year. Black History Months took up 1 month of the 12, but they wanted to be Black, Asian and Minority Ethnic Months? WTF? Pick another month and make that Asian History Month. I'm sure a lot of Asians will appreciate it.
Come on, don't be stupid. It's Blackity Black History Month.
One user even criticised the army for its lack of manners for the move, a very sore point for the British. So thank goodness for the good old delete button, because the tweet in question was removed, not before it had fired up the haters, of course, and even brought in the odd lonely voice of support.
The contribution of Sikh, Hindu and Muslim communities can't be ignored. If they consider themselves politically black, then they are.
I can't even pretend to know what politically black is, but I can tell you what Black History Month is. Initiated by our friends across the pond, the US decided to give up a month every year, to repent for all those centuries of slavery and segregation. And it's part of a growing trend of affirmative action that might just be backfiring. Take world-famous Harvard University, for example. Turns out it's got racial quotas to ensure a diverse community, something that didn't go down too well with a group of Asian Americans who filed a lawsuit saying they were being penalized against in favor of their fellow black applicants, despite having far better entrance scores. And indeed, multiple studies have shown that if the university based its admission process just on academic factors, what a bizarre notion, Asians would make up over 40% of Harvard's classes. That's more than twice its current figures.
The court's conclusion that Harvard has shown that its admissions programme serves its compelling interest in diversity, that some racial categorisations are necessary to serve that interest.
And while the court might have backed Harvard this time, it's opened a can of worms on an increasingly divisive issue. Affirmative action might find that its heyday is over.
So there's a huge amount of marketing executives and all these sort of social media advisors in places like the British Army, which are completely detached from reality and detached from society. And they've sort of just started to use all these social awareness kind of campaigns, things like Black History Month, just for marketing. This entire social awareness kind of progressive stuff should probably be left to the people who are actually experiencing racism, probably left to people of color, people who are actually out there on the street experiencing these things, rather than overpaid marketing executives who are sort of defining and sort of deciding what their movement should be.
I think that by providing a lower standard for a certain race of people and a higher standard for a different race of people, certainly, first of all, creates a lot of conflict between different races of people that would not have existed otherwise. But I think it also demotivates certain people, who probably would have been more motivated to go out and do so based off of their hard work and aptitude, which now they're not being rewarded for. And I think that it provides unfair advantages.
Soon we're going to run out of months, and soon any action one takes to boost one minority will aggravate another. You've got to admit, it's tough out there on the front line of political correctness.